BB5 Hodier family. I'm your host, Busara. You're tuned in to Warriors Over Weasels. Hope everyone is doing well, living well, getting well, staying well. I want to get right into an African proverb, if you don't mind. An army is driven back by courage and not by insults, however many. Asante proverb. I want to say that one more time because that hit him kind of hard. An army is driven back by courage and not by insults, however many. Asante proverb. Are we ready for the war that will liberate us? Or are we being duped into a war that will keep us at the bottom of society? When our people go out into these protests, is it for acceptance or is it for liberation? My enemy doesn't have to accept me, and I refuse to put my family, friends, or myself in harm's way over lack of acceptance from my enemies. However, I will take calculated risk for liberation. I refuse to be caught arguing with my enemies online or in public in a way that is pleading for them to accept me or my people. We don't even accept ourselves, and that can be proven by the lack of infrastructure we have that we build for ourselves without grants from non-black people. So it looks foolish to demand acceptance from our enemies before we collectively display it among ourselves. It looks even more foolish to take to the streets to go head to head with racists, white racists, as if the entire country doesn't indulge in overt and covert racism. And then beyond this country, it's not just America, it's a world ran on racism. The energy that could and should be spent more efficiently as well as more potently creating for ourselves. You know, that's what we need. That energy that we use arguing with the enemy, pleading to the enemy in a accept me type of way. Not in a power way. It's not a power way. More of a powder way. You know, like a powder, like a baby pouts. So we must quit waiting on our enemies to make the first step toward our liberation. We also must stop letting emotions fuel our direction of focus. If you look at the majority of black voters who voted Democratic in the 2020 election. So majority of black people voted Democrat in the 2020 election. The Democrats won the presidency. So it makes no sense for any person to be in the streets clashing with losing Trump supporters. Misery loves company. However, that doesn't mean we have to be that company. If your candidate won, enjoy your victory with somewhat sportsmanlike conduct and not troll behavior. See, white backlash is real, and we shouldn't be fueling that flame unless the end result will bring liberation and tangibles. But just to go around stirring pots with no intentions of getting anything besides under white people's skin is not only silly, but it's also dangerous. And I'm not saying this out of fear. This is logic. Our enemy can't be trolled away. Our enemy can't be permanently defeated at a poll. And to ignore the constant battle we have been in with them for centuries is one of the most unintelligent acts we can engage in. Whatever we allegedly gained in this country comes with a backlash from the dominant society. And we shouldn't let that make us afraid, but we should let it make us become more strategic with our approach. We're amongst an enemy that is not playing. They are planning. No matter how sick or perverted or counterproductive their planning is for us, they're planning. They're studying. If you look at it, they have the voting numbers, all of those things that I stated, such as, black people voting Democrat, that's done by their polls, their numbers. Majority of our people get our information from them because they're the ones studying and putting out the data, the statistics, the spreads, the projections, the stock numbers. All of those things are given out by them. So armies aren't driven back by insults, it's by the courage. And insults isn't a sign of courage. So we must really get to a point of not fearing doing what is needed. And what is needed is for us to prepare for liberation. And that preparation can all be handled by us doing things internally, such as eating healthy, living healthy, having healthy relationships with our family, friends, doing beneficial jobs, following your destiny, your inner voice, uplifting people versus backstabbing people. The big things that we could do are so easy for us to do because it's internal. So while we're preparing, we shouldn't be even insulting each other, insulting our enemy. We're preparing. If they want to insult us, that's because they've been preparing. But we don't want to just be all talk or have people who want to walk, but they don't have the right shoes, the right socks. You don't want to walk the walk in mud and you wearing Chuck Taylors. You want to walk the walk in water and you wearing shoes that's not waterproof and it's 30 degrees outside. You want to make sure that you have the right equipment for the job that you're doing. So we get our courage up. We get our strategic planning up. We get our internal together. Live healthy, eat healthy, encourage healthiness. So that's all I want to talk about, family. Preparing to drive back the armies with courage, not with signs that we made with our arts and craft skills, but with courage. Not misguided courage, but with potent courage. Busara signing out. A BB Fahodie, family.